Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Planet Zoo. I certainly hope you're having a fantastic day, whenever and wherever you happen to be, because I'm so excited to be back. This game is absolutely adorable. It really is. You didn't see it, but the red pandas, they were fighting. There was a brawl. Nothing serious. They were just like, they were playing. But I went in. I flew the camera in. I was like, oh, what's going on here? What are you two doing, right? And they both just stood up. Oh, was that one there? Yeah, they both just sort of stood up and looked at me. Actually, I think they're about to do it again. I think they might be about to do it. Hold on, you might see it. Hold on. Oh, you're gonna do it. Are they gonna have a little scrap? Look at him! Look at him! And then they stand up, I think. They did last time, yeah. So they both stood up like that and looked at the camera, and I just had this moment of like, have I just like walked in on the Red Panda gang doing some kind of and then they do this every time as well. Every time they fight, they stand up and then have a dump. Every time. And apparently they've been quite busy having dumps across this place. All right then. Well, so, since last time, you might notice a couple of changes. First and foremost, this construction going on out here. I'll explain that in just a second. This over here, I've decided to put some lights up on the front of their enclosure so that at nighttime, this path is at least illuminated a little bit. I didn't put them at the back because I thought it would be a little bit much, and I don't want to go too crazy with lighting around the enclosures because, again, I feel like it might be a little bit much, and I'm actually slightly tempted to be like, let's take out that one, let's take out that one, and let's take out that one, because yes, it's less lighting, but it's also like you're not going to be walking up this center path and just looking at a street light right at the top middle of that pillar. So that seems like a pretty good idea there, just to make that a little bit nicer. Anyway, before we get into talking about this construction, there's one other change, just two other changes actually that I need to run you through. First and foremost, if we have a look at our zoo overview, I've increased the ticket prices to $5 and $4 for adults and children, up from $3 for both of them. So that way, we're just getting a little bit more on those ticket prices. We've also been doing some research. So we actually have a little bit of research done for the red panda. We've discovered 3 items over 1 species. Alicia is going to continue to research the red panda there, but that's good because we can go in here, we can go to species, we can go all the way down to red panda, and if we have a little look at enrichment items, suddenly we have a small bowl, which is good. We don't have any food enrichment right now, but this right here is going to cheer them up a little bit. So I'm going to put this just there, and I'm going to throw another one back there, because if we have a look at them wherever they happen to be, where are they? That's the question. Finding these little guys is a skill in itself. It is tricky to find them sometimes, and I'm sure there is a way to like look at my my zoo and then go to animals, and I'm sure I can like do I can do that, can I? Oh, he's sleeping. All right, okay. But yeah, so the good thing is that has given them a little bit of enrichment here. Not a whole lot. Obviously, species toy enrichment, it ain't doing too good, but it's something. It's at least a little start. I could, if I really wanted to, go in and look at just general like climbable enrichment and stuff like that. It's kind of tempting, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth doing. I mean, we could do like a ramp so they can escape or something, which honestly probably not a great idea. But yeah, just give them a little bit of enrichment with some toys. I think we'll give them another one just over here, just to bump that up a little bit more, which that might not actually do because we already have 2 of those. So I guess we'll just get rid of you. That's fine. But that way we have a little bit of toy enrichment that cheers them up just a little bit and makes them just a little bit happier. And oh, it's raining. I've never seen it rain in Planet Zoo before. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of cool. The game's got weather. That's news to me. Anyway, I want to talk about what we're doing here with this section and these paths and all that stuff. I want to get some shops in here today. So I want to build kind of a nice storefront looking area. And what I'm thinking I want to do is have some archways and stuff like this. I want to have like just a nice little bit of detail. It's not all going to be built out of the same materials. Like obviously the breeze block stuff is here and it's great and I love it. But I want to get some different details in here as well, such as like maybe just using a little bit of concrete at the bottom there, just to add a little bit of different color, a little bit of different texture, all that kind of stuff. We don't seem to have concrete arches, which probably makes sense. We do have plaster though, which in itself is also a different texture. But I think we'll just use the concrete with the breeze blocks because I think it just looks kind of interesting. And then we'll go down here, we can throw another one in, we can throw another little slab of concrete, and then we'll go around this side. And what I want to do on this side is I want to get some toilets over on this side. So we'll double up like that. We'll leave a little gap, we'll go there, and we can go like this. And then if I just go in with my walls, we can do our breeze block walls there and there. We'll leave this gap of 2 because that's where the toilets are going to go. And then essentially each of these little openings is going to be some kind of store or facility or like information booth or something like that. Not all of it is going to get used right away, which is totally fine by me. Not really too worried about that. But that's kind of my plan. That's kind of my thinking. I want to see if we can maybe get some people shopping, doing their thing, all that. I'm also slightly tempted to put like an open courtyard in the back here so that people can maybe go through. So maybe this bit here can actually be a path that comes straight through over to here. It will bring them really close to the staff buildings though, which is something I'm not too keen on doing. So you know what? We'll scrap that idea and we'll come back to it at some point. Let me speed up the game a little bit too so it gets through nighttime just that little bit quicker because I'm realizing it's going to be a little bit dark for a hot minute here. But anyway, let's just outline what this is roughly going to look like. It's not going to be a huge building. It's not going to be anything super dramatic or super crazy. But what I do want to do with it is, let's see here. So it's going to be, can I go to facilities really quickly? And then let's go to toilet block. So what we can do is put a toilet block there and a toilet block there. And that way guests can get in there. Now that's a little bit expensive. It is 2,000 for the toilet block. And then we've got Chief Beef, which I think could go, let's see. Let's do a Chief Beef. Ooh, I've just realized what I've done. I can't do 2 stores here. I can only do 1. Interesting. We're going to have to figure that out. All right. All right. So this bit might have to be a little bit different. Let's take all this out. Let me duplicate you and do this. And I guess we're going to have, oh, more research has been done. That's good. So what is it to duplicate? It is Control D. I knew that. I used Photoshop. Oh, that sounds so like, I used Photoshop. So like, I totally knew that. Okay. That was a little obnoxious, honestly. All right, let's get, what is this? Looney Balloons. And then an information center. So there we go. People can queue for all of those and they can get whatever they need. It's going to be great. They can go to the toilets. They can do all their stuff. But that's my idea for this like block of buildings. And I'll do the same over on this side at some point when we unlock more things. Well, we can do the toilets, I suppose, on both sides. But when we unlock more things, like more shops and all that stuff, that's when I want to go in and I want to do some different things. That's when I want to go in and I want to do like different types of shops, essentially. So that'll be the plan there. Now let's go ahead and let's start putting in the walls for the inside of each of these sections because I want them to be kind of nice. And obviously for the toilets, I'm thinking we just go, I mean for the toilets, we can just do arches if we wanted, but we can just do this for the toilets. We'll not go too crazy with it. And then down the middle there is just going to be, I think, a bit more concrete. So just a bit of concrete there, a bit of concrete there. Kind of makes it look interesting. And then maybe a little concrete slope or something just to make it a little bit more interesting there. Just add a little bit of detail to it. And then essentially I think we're going to do, well, we could do the same the whole way through. We could, or we could just do this. Like just do a big old sort of square arch in there. That seems a little bit more boring than I'd like, though. So let's do the square arches over the facilities themselves. Let's go ahead and do the concrete for these bits, which is, again, a bit weird, but I'm gonna do the concrete for these bits because I think it'll look nicer. And then we'll do the breeze block just here. So again, it's just a little bit of detail. A little bit of something different. And then we can do our concrete slope if we really want to, which might look a little bit weird on the inside here with the arches and all that stuff. But no, I actually like it a lot. So that's my idea. That's what I'm thinking we do for the facilities, for the shops, right here at the front. I can detail this and build it up to look a little bit more interesting and a little bit different. But I think that'll look really cool. So that's kind of the whole idea. The toilets, actually, I might leave open like this and not put an arch over this bit, because that might look a little bit more interesting than just having this whole thing be a flat front. So I think that's what I'm going to do there as well. I think that's 100% what we're going to do there. Let's go ahead and do this bit as well. I totally forgot about it. And then we can start figuring out what exactly we're going to do for the rest of it. Because I've got this idea, right? This whole, like, building it into its own little facility, that's just like a single part of this idea. I don't know anything else to do with this, so this is going to be a learning experience. I'm also thinking we probably want to pause when it gets to daytime for a second, because I would have to imagine, yeah, Looney Balloons is without power. Let's have a look at this research really quick. So we got 6 new items. Oh, the Red Panda research is coming along really nicely. All right, let's slow things down. Let's pause for a second. I want to look at habitat. What is this? So happiness isn't great. Education's not great. Animal rating is not. Okay, so people aren't too happy. I'm sure we'll manage. Habitats. We have a cardboard box. We have food enrichment. Okay. So let's get like a forage box in here, which can go back here, because I knew there was nothing back at this window. So this could go there. We might need to move that tree, though. So let me just delete you. And this can go there. It does sort of mess with the land a little bit, but that's okay. And then we'll just duplicate that tree, which really needs to not snap to surface, because that's a little bit silly. We'll duplicate that tree and we'll put it like here. And maybe we'll probably want to get some bushes around this. So let me go to nature really quick. Let me go to not continent. Let me go to biome, temperate, and we'll get some bushes around this just so it looks a little bit better. Actually, the real question is probably what continent do these guys like? So, zoo, we want to go to animals. We want to go to you. And let me just double check. So you like Asia and temperate. Okay. Well, I can do that. So nature, we have temperate. Biome, not biome, sorry, continent. We want to go to Asia, and we want to get just some bracken around this. I think will be totally fine. So a little bit of something just to sort of blend it into its environment slightly, so it's not just kind of sat out in the open. And maybe just a little bit kind of some kind of like bush here looks all right. I don't really want it sticking through the I don't really want it sticking through the wall, though. So, like that. It isn't going to give a great view to the guests, but that's kind of okay. I mean, they'll see them if they're foraging, and that's probably all they need. Maybe a little bit of bracken down here. And then maybe a little bit of bracken back there just to blend it all together. That looks okay to me. I'd be slightly tempted to throw a cherry blossom tree in here as well, just to add a little bit of color. So, let's do that. And that looks all right. So that'll be food enrichment for these guys. Does that cheer them up considerably? Food enrichment is fantastic, actually. And their enrichment in general is 66%. So if we go to habitat again, go to toys and give them a cardboard box. I mean, who doesn't love a cardboard box? There we go. Oh, look at them batting the ball around. Oh, go get it, you little bugger. Go on. Go on. Oh, he's thinking about it. He's thinking it. Look at him. Look at him. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Oh my god. I love it so much. That's so good. Okay. Right. I want to finish building this. I don't know what this is going to look like, but it needs to be finished because it looks, well, completely unfinished, obviously, because it's completely unfinished. So let's get this thing done. Okay, this took a while to build, and I feel like it shouldn't have, but that's fine. That is totally fine. We have some rewards here, apparently. Not really sure what exactly the reward was for whatever that was, but this, I think, looks kind of interesting. It's not done yet because I do want to put like a big centerpiece up on top of this circular part. But unfortunately, we don't have any of those yet. If we go to construction, go to centerpieces, we have nothing. So we're going to need to research those. But I think this looks okay. I think this looks interesting. It's sort of a nice, big, fancy building with a bunch of things in it, which is exactly what it needs to be. And around the back, I mean, you probably noticed it during the time lapse, I did do some stuff to make it look like it has like some staff stuff going on there. And I'm slightly tempted to go to paths and go to staff paths and actually connect it over. I mean, obviously the staff won't go in there, but if I do like this kind of thing somehow, I'm not really sure how this is necessarily going to work. But if I can like, I don't know, get like a little something like this. We take UI. It's not, I don't think it's actually gonna let me do it, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world if they can't do that. Let's see, there was a complaint there about not being able to find an accessible staff room. I somehow disagree. We do have one, and they do seem to be using it. Now let's take a little look here, because I did put some lights in to try and brighten things up, and it does look like, you know, the Gulpy sign up there is lighting up really nicely. These signs down here lighting up really nicely. The windows are lighting up really nicely. We do have some of this without power, though, and I'm realizing I do want to get more of these lights in and around here, so I think, I mean, it might be nice to try and get them in and around here somehow or another. So what if we were to go to construction really quick, go to lights, get me a street lamp, and then rotate it just a couple of times. How am I going to get this to, so rotate it that way, right? So that's got power, which is good. I want to sink this thing into my wall, into that pillar specifically. So try and get it nice and central, which is about there. Sink it into the pillar, and then it kind of comes out at just the corner of that like sloped piece. So if I do that with it, does that seem okay? Does that seem like a little bit much maybe? Maybe we sink it in further so it comes out of the wall instead of out of the top of the pillar. I think that looks okay. We could, after all, raise it up. Oh, we have those bits, don't we? Obviously, there's some issues with the pillar being down there, but I could do that with it. Maybe, obviously not in this spot, but that's not awful looking. Kind of having it come out of those little blocks that I put there, which, by the way, not really sure why I put those blocks there. They're just kind of decorative, to be honest. Like, that's literally about it. They're just kind of decorative blocks that I thought looked interesting and gave a little bit of depth to the building. But I think what we'll do for the time being is just, honestly, maybe just one of these. Can I get away with, yeah, there's like a thick enough, that looks all right. That doesn't look terrible. It just looks like a bit of support or something. So that, I think, works. Maybe raise it up so it comes out just above the peak there. I think that works. It's maybe a little bit too directed, is my thought. So maybe we'll not do that. I didn't really want to get, you know, back into construction right away here, trying, you know, coming out of the time lapse, but apparently that's what we're doing. That's, it wasn't intentional, I swear. Let's just do this, and that looks all right. Keep it simple, not go too crazy with it. We need power over here. That's part of the management process, isn't it? So facilities, utilities, transformers. So we don't have power in that side of things. So can I select a grid? Click on existing buildings to okay, hold on a minute. I think I want it to be attached to this. Like this group here. So enter edit mode. Let me go to facilities and transformer. And then I want it to be out here somewhere. It kind of needs to be like there. So we'll do the transformer like way out there. Not exactly where I'd love it to be, but that kind of works. That definitely kind of works. So right out there for a transformer. Not super expensive, which is good. And then all we need to do with the staff path is run it straight out to it. So from here, this just runs essentially straight out to the transformer. There we go. Not a perfectly straight line at the end there, but that's okay. That'll just give all of this power, which is good. So this is all lighting up. The Looney Balloons sign is lighting up, which you can't read from the side annoyingly, but that's okay. I think that looks decent. I really do. I think that looks decent. Then in this area, we can go ahead and we can put in some plants and all that stuff. Just make it really nice. Like, I think it looks really cool from here. I think from here, it looks awesome. I'm really, really pleased with that. And then we'll put some stuff down, like exhibits down here. You'll be able to see the Chief Beef sign. I think it looks good. I think it's a pretty cool look. So I think we need to look at exhibits. I do think we need to look at exhibits, and I think we need to maybe figure out what the next exhibit's going to be. Or sorry, not exhibit, habitat. So let's go to animal trading, and let's see what we're dealing with here. So let's pause really quick while we're doing this. We missed out on some gorillas. I don't think we could afford them anyway. We're not going to be getting lions. Essentially, anything really exciting needs conservation credits, which we do get some of. I'm slightly tempted by wolves, if I'm honest. I think wolves would be quite interesting. So there's that. There are snow leopards that we can't get our hands on. There are lemurs. I do love lemurs. That's kind of tempting. There's zebra, which we could also get. Plain zebra, go for these two. One's cash, one is conservation credits. I'm honestly thinking wolves, because they'd be kind of adorable, and we can have a pack of them, which wouldn't be terrible. A couple of grizzly bears, giant panda, can't afford you. I'm thinking wolves. I did see a comment though, thinking about it, and it's just hit me. I did see a comment that was like, hey, I really like turtles and tortoises. Could we have some turtles and tortoises? That's not easy to say for some reason in my accent. So maybe we get like Miguel right here, and maybe we could get Carlos. Let's get Carlos and Violetta. Carlos and Violetta. I think that's what we're gonna do. I mean, Violetta's not great, honestly, but there's some fertility there, is what I'm thinking. And that's kind of what I'm going for. So let's get Carlos, and let's get Violetta, and let's go to zoo. We have a baby! No, I missed it! Oh, look at him! He's so little! Oh, he's so little! Oh God, my throat! I got too carried away. He's so little, though. Oh, how did I miss this? We got a little baby boy. Oh my God. Oh, that makes me so happy. I'm sorry. That makes me so happy, though. Oh, we can't have an adult population of more than 2, so he's probably gonna get released into the, oh my God. Oh, sorry, I'm genuinely, I'm crying. Not crying, but like, I'm so happy right now. He's so adorable. He's so little. All right, sorry. I'm just realizing that I'm an idiot. What do we need for tortoises? What do we need for those? I genuinely don't know. I somehow doubt they're gonna try and climb a fence. I somehow doubt we're gonna need more than wood logs, if I'm honest. But we'll go for the red brick, because that's kind of what we got. We could go for chain link. That is also an option. That is there. I really want this to line. I really wish you could get this to line up with paths. I would love that so much. If you could do the whole, like, line this up with a path thing, that'd be so good. So what distance does this need to be? This needs to be 20. Can I get this as parallel to that path as possible? That'll do. All right. Now give me a 10-meter section. Give me a curved section. Let me go from here, or not. Give me a 20-meter section and curve it. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Then up here, we'll try and do the same thing. Because I think this can be roughly the size of that enclosure. I doubt it's going to need to be much more for tortoises. So that should be fine. Now what we're going to probably want to do is figure out the best way to get the paths to fit around here. Because this thus far is, it's a bit messy back here. Let's see, paths. Yeah, this might work actually. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. Does that work? Does that? It's not quite right. Okay. I can get this to snap to the path though. So do this sort of thing. And then can I get like a nice curve there? That's not so bad. That kind of works. I don't think it's not exactly ideal, but I mean, it works. Yeah, that'll do. So that'll let us see the tortoises. This bit over here, I kind of don't know what to do with this giant long path here, to be totally honest. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just lengthen it for the time being. We'll just have it sort of go way over there because I don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't know where it's gonna go. So we'll just have it sort of do its thing for the time being. As for here, we'll just have this come straight down and into there, and then this can sort of go like that, and I'm not sure this is going to play nice with me. Actually, that looks okay. So that surrounds that enclosure, which is good. That's really, really good. Let's get ourselves an entrance over here for this new habitat. Barriers is what we're looking for. I really feel like we could probably get away with a wooden fence here, if I'm honest. I really genuinely do. Like wood, like I feel like it would just look better as well. I think chain link's gonna be a little grim. I think wood. They're tortoises. What are they gonna do? You know, what are they like? Look at it really angrily and just be like, you know, like that's what I imagine a tortoise would sound like. Yeah, what are they gonna do? You know, they're tortoises. They're not gonna try and escape. This is probably famous last words. If any of you have played Planet Zoo, I'm sure, you know, if tortoises are actually nightmares to work with, I'm sure you're sitting there going, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't. But apparently you're all old-timey chimney sweeps as well. He doesn't know. He doesn't. That's you, the audience. Anyway, we'll have plenty of like viewing around the sides there. Let's move the tortoises into here and let's see what they need, because I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. We're probably also going to want another keeper, to be honest, but I feel like that would probably need another keeper hut. So maybe we do that. Maybe we go and we say duplicate advanced move, pause while I do this, and like, oh, apparently I'm moving the generator with it. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. That looks like it's roughly in line. Actually, why don't I just go and do paths and then staff path. And we want the staff path to roughly go from there. So what distance is this? 1, 2, like 3? 1, 2, 3. And then the fourth one is where the keeper hut goes. So if we were to duplicate an advanced move, yeah, this works out. So we want that to be about there. And that gives power to like a lot, I guess. Sure, that's kind of expensive, but that's all right. Paths from there to there. There we go. All right, so that's all set up. So we have a tortoise. We have you. How you doing? Who's this? This is Violetta, who is injured. What do you mean? What do you mean you're injured? What do you mean you're injured? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, there is too much long grass and not enough sand. I would assume you probably also want water. You have no preference for water area. Oh, okay, so you don't actually mind. Well, I'm gonna give. Wait, I suppose they probably don't. Yeah, they're tortoises. They're not turtle. They're getting water anyway. All right, they're getting water anyway. Let me go here. Let me go bring intensity like right down, because I want to just make like a shallow like, I don't know, water area. So lower this quite considerably, right? And that should be fine. Water, calm, obstruct, valid. Oh, that's nice. That's a tiny little bit of water. That's not quite what I wanted. Can we just like push the ground down? Oh, wow. Let me do this, right? Just a little bit deeper. Let me change this to sand so I can actually see what I'm doing as well. Because this'll cheer them up as well. They don't really want the long... Oh, that actually gave them enough sand as well, so that's good. We'll just give them a little bit more, and then we'll do some short grass over here, and that's them kind of happy with what they've got. So that's good. Can I, so this is just not going to be... Oh, that works. Okay, we'll take that out for a second. Sculpting, flatten to... Sure, flatten the foundation, I guess. That does give us long grass, which is a bit annoying, but okay. So flatten that. And then paint it with sand, just like so. And then give it water, which got rid of the sand, but then we can paint it like this. So it's just a sandy, like, patch of water, I guess. That's fine. There you go. So that'll keep them kind of happy. Give them a little bit more out here and a little bit more over there as well. And that's got them kind of happy with what they've got. So they've got some sand. They've got their grass. They've got everything they want. In terms of environment, they want South and Central America tropical. All right, nature. Let's do neither of those. We want biome tropical. We want continent South Central America. All right, what have we got? We have water lilies. I mean, that's nice. Can we actually put them on the water? That seems like they're on the water. Wait, are they happy with what they've got? I think they might be are they genuinely happy with what they've got already? They kind of are. Oh, hello. Okay, so you're getting... So did we just bring in diseased animals? Is that what we've done here? You're new. You're not diseased. That's all right. Okay. So let me see. You like your habitat, right? You don't like the fact there's no hard shelter. But other than that, you're thrilled with it. Interesting. These are some interesting animals, is what they are. They seem very happy with pretty much nothing. Which, to be fair, kind of reminds me of myself. You know, just something simple, cozy, call it home. It's all right, isn't it? Nothing too crazy. Probably don't want to go too crazy with water lilies. They are quite big, aren't they? These things. But we'll do that. So we got a couple of them. Let me have a look at your environment here. So you don't want too much coverage is something as well. I mean, that makes sense. You don't want to go too crazy with your coverage of anything, I guess. We do have a nice flat wall over here. We can play with the vines, which is nice. Let's do a couple of vines there. Do a couple of vines there. And what else have we got? We got like a larger section of them, so we'll do that, and we'll do that. And we'll do like a little one there and a little one there, just to make it a little bit less symmetrical. So that seems okay. We've got like these big vines that we can't really do much with because we don't have giant trees. What is that? A Swiss cheese plant. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so these guys just don't really mind like not having much. That's interesting. That's quite interesting. I feel like we can do this as well because they're not going to climb the trees, are they? They're tortoises. They're not going to be climbing trees. I hope. I sincerely hope I don't see a tortoise up a tree in a minute. I wouldn't be best thrilled, to be totally honest with you. I'd be quite frustrated, to tell you the truth, if I see a tortoise up a tree. Anyway, they do need some hard shelter. They do need somewhere to sleep. So I'm figuring like this space in here might not be bad. And I'm slightly tempted to like go underground with it and give them like a little like underground cave or something. I don't know if they'd like it. I mean, they're tortoises, right? I don't know if like underground cave is a thing for a tortoise, but I'm gonna try. All right, this actually looks kind of interesting. I'm quite happy with this. Are you guys happy in here? Let's have a little look. So social, yeah, we can have a little bit of a higher adult population if we really want to, which is fantastic. But in terms of their hard shelter, they have a little cave. They're very, very slow at getting there, and apparently they've given up. But they have a little cave that they can go down into, which is fantastic. So we have more animals, which is great. That's got me really happy. Can't find accessible staff room with space. Really? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't find an accessible staff room with space? There is a you know, it's probably just full, isn't it? That's probably the problem. So can I click on it and like, can I upgrade it? Is that a thing? So staff room perks. Staff will be more resilient to being overworked. Rec room. They'll recover slightly faster. It does make it 300 more per year. Vendors with this perk will make the guests they interact with even happier. Learning resources. Oh, okay. They get happiness faster. Okay, well, that's interesting. Speaking of which, speaking of resources and all that, we do have a bit more research there, which is lovely. The red panda research is almost done as well. It's very, very tempting to start looking at research for the giant tortoise. Also quite tempting to start looking into research for all of these diseases. But if we have our mechanics start doing some research, we can get the New World theme, we can get the Africa theme, we can get more transport routes, habitats, barriers. Like, there's a lot of stuff we can do. I'm slightly tempted to say that we should maybe research, I want to say, staff facilities. Maybe? I don't know. We don't really, yeah, let's research staff facilities and see what happens there and see how that goes for us. I am thinking we are going to need to get ourselves a new staff room though, and it might not be a bad idea to do that sooner than later. I'm also thinking it might not be a bad idea to do a little bit more in terms of decoration around this water. It's a little grim looking. It's a little bland looking is probably the better word there. So let's do like a little bit of soil just in the bottom there so we can kind of clearly see, you know, where the water is, because it's kind of hard to see it with it all just being sand. So that kind of just makes it pop a little bit more. Do a little bit of soil around the edges here. And I think we're going to have to do some plants and stuff like that. Just a little bit more to make this place a little bit better. Because it's a little strange looking, to be fair. It is a little strange looking. Do a little bit of short grass up here. And maybe a little bit of sand in there just to try and make it, you know, just make it a little bit more interesting. So something like that should do the job. That seems okay. That's got their cave. What are you guys? You're kind of just sitting there. Oh, research is complete again. Not bad. So we got. Oh, red panda research is done. Okay, start researching the tortoises. Oh, one of the red pandas has matured. Right. So you are an adult now. You've just had an adult-sized crap. That's good. Right. So you are now going to be causing some problems, right? Yeah, the adult population in here is way too high. So we could let's move. We probably don't want to do inbreeding. Is the thing. We don't want to do inbreeding, so we're going to want to be careful with that. I mean, the only mate you could have would be your mother. So we probably don't want to do that. We probably don't want to do that. Let me have a little look. Let me have a little look at our other animals because we want to be careful here. So you two, I would like to compare if I can. So what is this? Elderly. So you're actually, oh, okay. So you're getting up there a little bit. You are getting up there a little bit. Can we go look at you? So you are you capable of, you know, breeding? Your fertility's getting done there. Oh, okay. I really don't want you to breed with your, like, I don't want you breeding with your, you know, Yeah, we don't want them. We don't want inbreeding here. So I think, oh, you're elderly. That's kind of sad. Oh, look, he's kind of fat too. He's a little bit fat. Look at him. He's a bit of a chunker. I think we're gonna get rid of. The babby. I think the babby is gonna be released, or whatever we can do with the babby. So I think we are gonna send you to the trade center. So what have we got here? Low welfare, animal is stressed. That's okay. That's all right. Animal trading. Let's go animal storage. So we have you. So we could release you to the wild and get 85 conservation credits, or 1,000. I think we're gonna get the conservation credits. I think that's what we're gonna do. You know, you're quite young, you're fine, so yeah, let's release you to the wild. We'll see if the other red pandas end up having more kids. If they don't, it's sad, but that's okay. That's just gonna be the way of it, unfortunately. Before we go ahead and wrap things up then for today, let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple more bins over here, so that this place is hopefully gonna stay nice and clean around here, because we do care about that. I'm really not a big fan of seeing garbage everywhere. So we'll do you right about there. We'll do you right about there. We want to get ourselves a donation thing, and a donation thing, and another donation thing, just so they do their thing. And we can get ourselves these pre-made education boards as well. So let's go for one pretty much right on the path there. I think that's backwards, isn't it? Yes, it is. Right on the path there, and set you to be talking about the tortoises. There we go. So that should keep them relatively happy. We'll go and we'll do the same just right about here as well. So something like that should do the job and hopefully educate people a little bit. And I don't think we need to go too crazy with that. I think that'll be okay. I think we've got our tortoises. I'm hoping that they'll actually start doing things, because they have just been lying around for a little while, which is interesting. Where are you going? You having a drink? What are you? Oh, he's drinking. Look at him. All right. Well, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Hopefully they actually use the cave. I don't know if they can actually get down there or not, though, so we'll find out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is, I'm thinking, gonna be us for today. I don't know. I mean, this episode, a lot of building again. I saw a few comments that were talking about the building on the last one, and it seems that you guys enjoyed it. So hopefully you did. I am definitely hoping that you did. Do we have any work zones right now? I don't know if we do. Are you guys assigned to work zone 1? It's kind of hard to tell. So no work zones anywhere. So we don't have any work zones. Just before we wrap things up, new work zone. I feel like all of this is essentially just a work zone. Like there's not enough stuff going on here for this to not be a work zone. So that's fine. So there we go. So we have work zone 1, and then everybody just gets assigned to work zone 1, I guess. So they all work within that one area, which again, totally fine. And we probably need to go to here and say call a mechanic, because that thing's starting to fail. And then we probably also need to go to this habitat really quick, call a mechanic, go to maintenance, and we want to say maintenance every 3 months, just so that this thing doesn't break down, so the tortoises don't escape. Speaking of, oh no, he's over. Oh, you're not going for the ball, are you? You're gonna have a bit of a play? He's gonna have a bit of, look at him. Look at him. Ah, he's a mad lad. He can't be contained. Absolutely. Look at him. He's hungry. He's a hungry one. Go on, lad. He is a hungry one. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's really been my absolute pleasure, as always. This is really fun. I think next time around, we are hopefully going to put the mechanic into researching. I think we will get the mechanic researching some drink shops, souvenir shops, food shops, all that stuff in the near future. We might want to get one more mechanic just so we can do that quicker, and then we'll build the other building. They are about to mate. Is this, am I gonna get demonetized for this? Am I gonna get, I don't know if I, offspring due, September, year 7. Ooh, we're getting baby tortoises this year. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.